Okay, and welcome back on those delightful, happy, upbeat theme notes. Welcome to America's favorite quiz show. It's really a game show. It's a musical game show. It's called Name This or That Tune. We'll get to that a little later, but first we want to say hello to one of our favorite contestants, a man who wins more return bus tickets than he does 2 bus tickets, but that's another story. James Franklin James
Ferdinand. No.
Never mind. Maybe we'll have a contest on that. What are you doing?
And it's not freebase.
No, it's not crack either.
Nope.
Did you hear him make his joke about crack cocaine in the pie crust?
Who?
Who? Who?
Who?
The foo in the White House.
Oh. What did he say?
Well, see, now I have to play it.
That's right.
He said he and his wife were at what was it? It was a gay and lesbian, transsexual, quadrisexual, multisexual, interdimensional sexual dinner of some kind, and he was saying goodbye to the White House pastry chef, Bob, and his wife, Charlie. And he made a joke about why their pie crust was so good. And for those of you who may have missed it, let me see if I can find it here. Here it is. All right, we'll have to cue it up. Anyway, the Q in the White House said it. How was that? That wasn't bad. It's on Washington Post News video. All right, now here he is at this dinner, and Michelle, did you see Joan Rivers at least?
I see nothing. I've got my head buried in the new book I'm working on.
Oh, well.
What's Joan Rivers got to do with it?
Joan is a wonderful, smart gal, very quick, very clever, and she said we've got a homosexual president and a tranny first lady. Transgender. And she's right.
She must have been doing her homework.
You got it. All right, here's a little spiel saying. Do
you think this is why all of a sudden, after all this time, all these years, all these centuries, that now the big thing is whatever it is, homosexual, transsexual, multisexual, this push in the military, hey, it's not only okay, we want you.
Well, what we're doing, if you think about it, is it's really looping all the way back to the Greeks. The Greek soldiers, now there weren't women fighting then, but the Greek male soldiers all had their young boy sex toys with them. They would take care of their instruments and so forth, and they were called catamites, and they would have their little catamites, and homosexuality was the preferred way of doing business back then. So we've kind of made it full circle in a way. We're getting there.
Yep.
FOOL circle. Here's the alleged president.
Mention a man who's made life of the White House very sweet. This is one of Michelle and my favorite people, our executive pastry chef, Bill Yoshis, who's here tonight with his husband, Charlie. Where's Bill?
Bill Yoshis and his husband, Charlie. Okay? Just want to make sure you got that.
So, this is the problem. We call Bill the crust master because his pies, I don't know what he does, whether he puts crack in them or... but...
There is no crack in our pie.
I'm just saying that when we first came to the White House, I don't know if some of you remember this, the first year, like my cholesterol shot up. And the doctor was like, what happened? You had like this really low cholesterol.
I don't think that's the only thing shooting up.
And I thought,
you got it.
It's the pie. So we had to establish like a really firm rule about no pie during the week.
Okay, enough of that. Anyway, is this Dr. Freud calling Dr. Freud?
Yeah, really. Freudian slip, I think.
Don't know.
Or maybe that's what Michelle wears. I don't know.
We don't. Look,
what a bunch of what a laughing stock they've made out of the whole thing. This whole country, we're turning into a third world country, And as soon as the dollar collapses and quits being the unit of exchange around the world, people all around the world we're going to become the butt of every joke there is. And I suppose we deserve it. I mean, we're only bringing this on ourselves.
We actually already are.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really obscene how bad it is.
I mean, ever since World War II, we hadn't even been able to win a war. We can't even win the peace.
No, the military-industrial complex wins every time, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, and the idea is just keep that rolling, keep that going. I don't know. Maybe we should just invest in the defense industry.
I really hated Eisenhower. I don't like the man. But he did two good things. Operation Wetback, when he said this country has a border. It's nothing against these particular people, but we are going to expel them because they're not supposed to be here. And he expelled them, sent them back to Mexico and Central America. Mm-hmm. Lots of them. Try that now. Look what they did to Proposition 187 in California. They not only disemboweled it, they literally turned it inside out and upside down. Mm-hmm. The courts.
Yeah.
So these people who talk about, we're going after Washington, we're going to take them to court, are idiots.
Yeah.
Idiots.
They've missed the bus.
Gone.
No, that ain't going to work. This is the only place where a lot of people, I think, part ways with you and I, is that I think everybody sees what's going on, and everybody understands that they're dragging this country down, and they're trying to level us out with third world countries and blah, blah, blah. And I think people kind of get that.
Yeah.
What they still don't get is that, folks, this isn't just something that just happened, okay? It's not like we just degenerated.
Yes, it did. It just happened in the last year. It was just a fluke.
No. It's a plan they've been working on since at least World War I, probably even before that.
They've been working on this since the Civil War.
Exactly.
Before the Civil War.
Exactly. If you'd read my book, Ruled by Secrecy, you'll know that the German Chancellor von Bismarck, who put the Second Reich there together, he said that what we call the Civil War, and there wasn't anything civil about it. It was not even by definition a civil war, because a civil war means a war between factions within one country. This was a whole part of the country that said we're cutting loose. Okay, the South was the Ukraine. Okay, and they said we're different and we're unengaging here. And the North said, no, you're not. And so they got in a big fight. Okay, so it was actually one country against another. It was not the factions within some country. And but anyway, and he said that was all stirred up by the Rothschilds. And that the Rothschilds, who, since they dominated the banks in France, England, Austria, Germany, that this was a plan to get the North and South in North America fight with each other, bleed each other dry, and that the British that were in Canada were prepared to move down south, and the French army was under Maximilian in Mexico, and they were prepared to move north. Mm-hmm. And this goes all the way back to the War of 1812. It goes all the way back to the American Revolution.
Certainly
the European bankers wanted to gain control over North America.
Their biggest wet dream.
Yeah. And they've tried that and tried that. They tried it, and they lost the revolution, so they came back in 1812, burned Washington. Okay, I can't burn the White House.
Isn't that amazing? They actually burned Washington.
I know.
You ask 1,000 people on the street, nobody would know that.
No, they don't know that. They don't understand their history. They don't know where we came from, so they don't know where we're going. And then when that didn't work, because of the tenacity of the North Americans and the fact that they were separated by the Atlantic Ocean, and it took a whole lot of time and effort to get over here. That didn't quite work out for them, so they began slowly working about how we're going to destroy this country. And by World War I, they got us involved, and then they began to create their secret societies, and they began to infiltrate American society. And they began to learn the modern techniques of propaganda, mind control, advertising, public relations. And they have crafted us into this chaotic mess so that, what's the end result? So if somebody will step up and say, oh, well, give me the power and I'll take care of it. And Mr. Obama's kind of trying to fill those shoes, isn't he?
He's trying to slip those dainty feet in there.
Yep.
Yeah, he sure is. I got some real bizarre selections for the contest tonight, so we'll get there in a couple.
You're trying to trip me up. I
can't wait. I can't. I'm looking forward to this. And the rest of you out there too, sharpen your mental pencils. It's going to be a tough one.
This isn't hardly fair because I don't have the technical ability here to put on a few music selections I could pull up.
Yes, you can. You can play it right.
I would befuddle you.
Play it. Do what to me?
I would befuddle you.
You, all right.
Which is better than Elmer fuddling you.
I hope so. You could play it right into the telephone, and we'd be able to hear it.
Yeah, but I don't have anything to play it on.
Have you ever heard of a CD player?
Well, no. I've got a pornograph.
A pornograph? What the hell's a pornograph? I want to hear about your private life, Jim. Keep your pornograph to yourself.
No, I have a record player, but it's one of those big multi-piece things. I can't bring it here. Maybe I could go there, maybe.
It's got those old tubes with little fires inside of them, I understand.
Yeah, actually. And I remember one night I tried to send you a picture of my dome-top radio, my old Zenith, and I can't even seem to figure out how to get that to you.
Now, here's a story. There is a radio, and doggone it, who makes it? I'll have to look this up. It was named in honor of Mae West. Not initially, but it was so much like Mae West that they called it the Mae West. And if you look up Mae West, let me see, Mae West.
I thought they finally got around to calling that stereo speakers.
No. Just, that's cute. Images for Mae West Radio. Just type it in and look, and then you'll see the pictures are right there. The Mae West Radio was designed by Count Alexis D. Sosnovsky.
Well,
all right?
I see why they named it after Mae West.
The fabled Mae West tabletop shortwave radio has been crafted by Count Alexis D. Sosnovsky and was made by Emerson. I knew that. As model BD-197. Should have had two Ds there. In 1938, a few months after he was appointed as designer. There are still unsolved mysteries in Alexis' life, especially when it comes to his divorce from Countess Etheline. Sounds pretty damn suspicious to me. Who was, as they say here on Wikipedia, buxom and voluptuous. Anyway, this is called a Mae West Radio, and if you just look it up, you'll see why. They're hard to find. They bring about $4,000 or $5,000 for one. I'll send you a picture.
Well, go on down there and look at the time that she got in trouble on the radio. This was Mae West with a dialogue with Charlie McCarthy.
Oh, hysterical! Yeah, I'm going to try and pull that up later.